Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Here we are. We back again. Y'all know what it is. We back with another question, and I want to know what it is. So, what is it, sweetheart?
All right, so this one is super impromptu. Can you tell me about how, when you felt the Lord tugging on you, pulling on you to do His will, to go into ministry, like ways in which you felt God pulling on you to know that He was leading you down a path to where you were going to basically do His will, leading up to where you are now, like tugging on you, pulling on you, like some examples of how you knew that you were destined for ministry. There we go.
Okay, man, that's a different
From
question.
early on, yeah.
Okay. So not like a biblical question, but
Right.
a personal experience type
There
question.
you go.
Okay, that's a man. Okay. All right. So, man, that's a really good question. So, um, I I actually grew up in church.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I grew up in church, but I, you know how traditionally people just say to different little kids, God got His hand on you.
Mm-hmm.
God got His
Mm-hmm.
hand on you.
Mm-hmm.
But people just say that. These are things you have to know for yourself.
Right.
You have to know for yourself.
Right.
So you can be born in the church, but never even really know Christ, never even really come to know who Jesus is and have a relationship with Him. So I had a personal experience, not just my church experience from growing up in the church. Um, I believe that God was real just through my parents, through the preacher. I believed that God was real, but I still wasn't born again because I never had really just given my life to God. I did when I was probably 10, 11, 12, but not totally really understanding what it was all about. I knew about the death, the burial, the resurrection, the Easter story, but I really didn't know. I didn't know the real meaning of salvation and what it was about, and I didn't really understand God. I just knew God was God, but I didn't know about a calling, being drawn to be called, as you're saying. That didn't happen until I was about. Now, I will say this: when I was about 11 or 12, I remember my mother had switched from one church denomination to another, and I used to feel the power of God at the other church, the first church as well. But when we went to this second church, we went from what's called, I don't want to put no churches out
Right.
there, denominations out there,
Right.
but we went from one denomination to another denomination,
Mm-hmm.
and they both were holiness though. Now, when we went to the second phase of holiness church, I remember, I remember sitting in the back with my brother because my mother was in the choir, and I could remember you said something really good. The tug, I felt they tug.
Right.
This particular pastor was just an awesome pastor, and he ministered in a different way. Both of the words were holy words and words of God, but this man, the way he ministered, it really drew you.
Mm-hmm.
And when he would minister, I knew it was something more than just him drawing me. It was the Spirit of God drawing me. That's when I found, I was about 11 or 12, is when I really started feeling God's presence tugging on me. And I guess you're trying to find out, what is that like? How did I know?
Right, some examples of where you knew God was changing you. He was pulling you. He was saying, "Okay, I'm gonna build you up for ministry." Just some different examples.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so the earlier part was I was 11 or 12, and the minister would minister, and I knew it was something other than him that was tugging at my heart. I could feel the pull.
Okay.
Now I also remember talking to God. I remember crying, sitting in the pew crying and saying, God, just let me make it to 20 years old. I want to make it 20. Let me live my life until I'm 20. Man, this could go somewhere, baby.
Well, let's take it there.
This could go somewhere.
Let's take
I
it there.
said, let me, cause see, what I had learned from the first church, the first denomination, you know, everything was a sin. We couldn't do nothing as kids. We couldn't go to the movies. We couldn't go to the dances at school. We couldn't do nothing. Trick or treating, you know, we snuck and did it anyway. But we couldn't do, everything was a sin back then. Everything. And so I remember sitting in the back of the church, and I was thinking, well, if I give my life to Jesus now, I'm not gonna be able to do the things that I want to do.
Right.
I want to have some fun. I felt like being a Christian was boring.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought it was just going to church, go home and eat, go out to eat, and live, be basically at home all the time, not doing a whole lot. You can't really go swimming because men can't have their chest showing. You can't, stuff like that. So I thought it was gonna be a boring life. So, but I knew God was real. It's just that the representation of it that was given to me at a young age was, man, that's gonna be boring.
And that's how the devil do, though, right?
That's how he do.
Yeah.
That's how he do. He trick you. So I remember sitting in church, and I remember the Holy Spirit just pulling on me. It was like this loving, sweet spirit that was just tugging at my heart to come. And I would just cry, and I would say, Lord, if you would let me wait till I'm 20, I'll serve you. I'll do it. I'll serve you. And man, it's gonna get into testimony. I'm feeling the Spirit of God on me as I'm talking. So I'm gonna fast forward some things. So lo and behold, things happened in my life as a youngster, and things, and not knowing that God is watching over me the whole time through these years till I was 20. Now I forgot I made this vow to God. I forgot I made this vow to God.
Yeah.
And there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes that talks about, don't make a vow unless you know you can keep it. It's in the Ecclesiastes. So time has went. I'm 20 years old. I'm going to, I'm in junior college, community college, and I'm working at Blockbuster Video. And I'll never forget, it was a cold fall day. It was really cold, and I was at work. And I used to make the membership cards. Do you remember those Blockbuster membership cards?
Yeah.
And I was making this membership card. And it was just a cold. Now I remember this day. Now I gotta say this, because you said, how did I know? Now I can remember, I had been clubbing, I had been partying, I had been having fun with my friends. I had even pledged in a fraternity. I was doing everything. But I remember this particular week that came up, and it was like not just that week, maybe a week or two before my 20th birthday. But mind you, I'm not thinking about the vow I made to God. I'm not even thinking about the vow I made to God. I done forgot all about that vow. And I felt something different on me. I felt this like wonderful, good feeling. I can't even really explain it. It was just like a aura of goodness, a aura of love, a aura of everything's gonna be okay. And I wasn't going through nothing at that time in my life. I wasn't going through nothing. And so I remember having this feeling for a couple of weeks, and it just felt so good. In this particular day, I remember I had just turned 20 on that day, and I was at work. I was over in the membership section. I was making this card. I remember this day so well. I remember the windows were kind of fogged up because it was cold outside. The mist, it was a mist on the window. That's saying, Lord have mercy. There was a mist on the window. You know how when God created the heavens and the earth, and there was a mist that came up. It hadn't rained when God created the heavens and the earth. So how did the grass grow? The Bible said that God created a mist from the ground to water the grass. before he even created man, new beginnings. So that's revelation coming to me now. On the windows, I remember there was a mist on the windows, and it was cold, and it was like a little foggy mist flowing. Like when the Bible say God walked in the midst of the garden. In the midst, all this stuff coming as I'm talking to you, baby. This is a good question. So I'm making this card, and I'm feeling so good, and I'm feeling this loving feeling on me, not knowing why. I literally thought, because I remember going to one of my fraternity parties, and one thing they couldn't make me do was drink, smoke, or do nothing. So they used to beat my behind all the time. They used to beat me with the paddle because I wouldn't do certain things, and because I still had that strong religious belief in me. So I made it over. I pledged and made it over, and I have since repented for that. I know some of y'all Christian people are gonna be like, well, I wonder if he repented. Yeah, I repented and renounced all that stuff that I did in fraternity, because those spirits will carry on with you. That's another subject. That's another video. But I was what was I at? Anyway,
they was beating you.
Okay, yeah, they was beating my behind because I wouldn't do certain things. I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't smoke, other things I wouldn't do. There's a lot that I wouldn't do, but they beat me. They beat me to make up for the things I wouldn't do. But I was at work, and I was making this card. There was a mist on the windows. It was a cool, cold day, and I'm standing there making this card. And all of a sudden, I heard the Spirit for the first time in my life. I heard a voice say, you told me when you turned 20, you was going to give me your life. Wow. At 20 years old, I heard that.
The Lord said, here I am.
And I mean, you know how they say the devil, you sell your soul and he give you a certain amount of time and then he come to collect.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
I'm telling you, God visited me on my birthday.
Wow.
On my birthday, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, you told me when you turned 20, you were going to give me your life. I heard it just like that.
Well.
Just like that. Woo! And I heard it, and I dropped the card at the desk, and I finished making the card, and I said, I know I said that, Lord. I did say that. And it was, and when I recognized it was God, and my mind was just blown, that feeling, that overwhelming feeling, it left. It left. Not I wasn't feeling like bad or like sick, or I just went back to feeling normal. It was as if he was like, I'm just here to let you know, you promised me when you turn 20.
And then he also just allowed you to feel his presence, so to probably let you know that
it was him.
Yeah, this is what it may feel like, in the future if you come on this direction, what I'm trying to take you,
Yes, yeah, that's good, baby. I never thought about that like that.
Here's a taste of it. So you want more of this?
Taste and see that the Lord is good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something. I felt God's presence for about 2 weeks strong. I didn't know it was God's presence. I had never known what his presence really felt like. But then when he spoke to me, I knew it was him that whole time. And what I was thinking was that in them 2 weeks, this is what I forgot to say. I was thinking that, because I remember they used to try to get me to drink. So I remember, because I used to be a cold-blooded dancer. I used to dance, y'all. Yeah, I was tear them clubs up, parties and stuff. And I remember they used to, I would get thirsty, and I would always come off the floor, because most of my frat brothers, they couldn't dance like I could. So I'd be on the floor all night dancing with women and stuff. We'd be at a party, and then I would come off the floor to get my drink, Sprite, and so they used to laugh at me. So I came off the floor one time to get my drink, and something, and I know now what it was, I got the cup, and something in me said, there's something in it. And I was about to drink it anyway because I was thirsty, but I knew I heard something say something in it. As I'm about to drink it, I look over and I see like 3 of my frat brothers gathered together, giggling and laughing.
Wow.
And I knew then they had done spiked my drink.
Wow.
And I put it down. And they couldn't believe that they, God was even using me without me know he was using me. He was showing them that his beliefs, even though he ain't came to me yet.
Yeah.
Even though he ain't came to me yet, I'm with him.
Yeah.
I'm with it, man. Y'all, I'm gonna get to preaching. Anyway, y'all, I went through that, and to get more to how did I know? So what happened was when I turned 20 and God spoke to me, and I set my mind to go to church, give my life to God. And what happened that same week? They hired this new young lady. I'm telling you how the devil works. They hired this new young lady I thought she was so cute, so nice looking, and she liked me. She actually liked me. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm telling y'all, when God got his hand on you and it's your timing, this is how you know God is a spirit. They that worship God must worship him in spirit and truth. And Satan is a spirit too. So he knows when your timing is there for God to bless you, for God to promote you, for God to use you. He knows when God is about to use you, or when he's anointing you for a certain task or a certain assignment, a certain mission. Because he brought this young lady, my type from head to toe, and me and her started talking, and I forgot all about, the Lord. I forgot all about my vow. And don't you know, it took me 4 years. Now, in those 4 years before I got back to God, in those 4 years, I paid the price. Nothing against the young lady. It was nothing against her. But in that in that courtship, in that courtship, she would say to me many times, just out of the blue, her and her sister would say, "You're gonna be a reverend one day." Just out of the blue. And I used to say, "Don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah, you're gonna be a reverend. Just say that." Time goes, we go through our little changes, we go through our ups, our downs. And when it was coming toward the end, even though I wasn't understanding, why is this happening? Why are we having all these issues? Because God was calling me. I was at work and I felt the Spirit of God so strong. I'm cutting it short because it could get long. And I could feel God put that same pull. He was pulling on me again. He gave me grace through those 4 years when I could have actually lost my life. But he was pulling on me. And I remember being at work, and my father, who has passed away, there was a song he used to sing a lot when we would be on the way to church, coming from church, or sometimes he'd be in the house. He was singing this song called "Send Down Your Rain, Lord. Send down your rain, Lord. Send down your latter rain." You remember that song? Send down. And I kept hearing that, and it was just pulling and pulling and pulling. And I remember I got into it with the police that day because I was fighting God's spirit. I was fighting his spirit, but he was pulling on me with that love and pull. I was getting into it with people at work. That day when I heard my father's spirit singing, I left work and I got pulled over by the police, and man, I acted a fool with the police. That was Satan trying to take me out because he knew it was my time. Me and my girlfriend, we broke up. I'm just fast forwarding. And usually when God is about to get you, he isolates you. He isolated me. I was a pretty known rapper around Dallas at that time. Me and my partner split up. We had split up. Me and my girlfriend done split up. A lot of things. I was trying to go to the studio. Things were happening. This story could get long. God was separating me for his use. When he got me on my own, I had my own apartment. I remember the Spirit of God wrestling with me. And those who have had this experience, you know what it is. It's hard to explain it, but you know God is pulling you. And he's saying, "Come here. Come here." But you're not wanting to go because you're doing your own thing. Right. I remember walking out of the restroom one day after taking a shower. I couldn't take it no more. I fell on the floor. I said, "Lord, what are you doing to me?" And I called my mother. I asked her when church services was. She told me. I went to church that Sunday, and the devil tricked me. I didn't go to the altar. I didn't get saved. And then on that next Tuesday, on the Bible study, I actually went to the altar and I gave my life to the Lord. Now, I want to say this. God let me know that you were saved the day you fell on your knees. And you said, Lord, what are you doing to me? He told me, he said, you had already given me your life then. He said, but because you've been born in church and you've been raised in church, you felt the religious spirit that you had to be in a church to give your life to me. He said, whosoever will, let him come. All those who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. He said, you were saved that day. You just thought because you've been raised in church, you had to go to the church and get saved. You can be saved anywhere, sitting in the car, at the park. You could be in prison. You can get saved anywhere. So I'm trying to fast forward this. I'm almost done. So that happened, and I gave my life to the Lord on a Tuesday night. Now the ministry part came through. Just now, I have given God my life. Now I will say this: God can be with you, protecting you while you're not saved. He will be protecting you, but he's protecting you because he don't want you to go to eternal damnation. And when I got saved, now the door is open because I have received salvation. Now the door has opened where he can send me dreams and visions, and I can open up the word and understand it, which I remember before that I would read the Bible. I didn't understand it. So now he's steady giving me revelation. He's giving me understanding. I'm worshiping. I'm fasting. I'm reading. And I'm drawing closer to God. I'm drawing closer. And what happens is that, to your question, I knew he was calling me to ministry because the word had become more important to me than anything in life. When I would open the Bible, it was like eating a steak dinner. I couldn't get out of it. I could not get out of it. And I would be at work. I would be so excited when it was not the regular excitement when it's time to get off work. I was excited because I knew I was heading home to get in my closet, to feel God's presence, to be with him so that he can shower down on me with all that love. Man, this, baby, you asked a question. This could go a lot of places. But that's how God drew me. And I knew that in ministry that I was called to preach, because God will use other people. You know you're a preacher, don't you? You know you're this, don't you? You know you're that, don't you? Now, you can't just go by people saying that, but it'll already be in your spirit. It's already in your spirit, and you'll be doing it. You'll be ministering to people on the job, ministering to people at the gas station, ministering to people at the restaurant. It's just coming out. You can't help it because now your vessel is full.
The God in you.
Yeah, it's full of God's presence, his word, and you've now seen that taste and see that the Lord is good. And now he's filling your vessel. Instead of being out there in the world filling myself with all those worldly things, now I'm filling myself with the word of God and godly things. And that's what was coming out. And anyway, I hope I helped you a little bit.
That was good.
Is it any more?
That was good. Well, that was good. That's your testimony. I was just,
and that ain't even a half. I skipped over a bunch of stuff. I really did. But I hope this helps somebody. When you know that God, I think my wife was really want to know, how do you know when God is pulling you and drawing you into ministry? It's a personal relationship with him, but you will know just through your life, through experiences. God will permit moments to where you will have to minister to somebody. He'll bring people in your life where you're ministering to them. Or like on my job, people were always coming to me, asking me biblical questions and asking me about the end times and asking me, what do the Bible say about this? it's so many ways God can reveal to you that you are called to ministry. I think that's one of the things you were saying. And if you're in a church, a God-given, God-planted church, your pastor, your leader will know. They will know that God has chosen you. And they will speak to you. Sometimes they don't, a lot of times wisdom, they don't just speak to you and tell you. They see it, they know it. They're just there to help cultivate your gifts. And they know that eventually you're going to come to them. You're going to come to them. And that's what I did with the pastor who first I was up under. There was a lot of ministers telling me to go to him, because most of the ministers already knew I was a minister. I knew within myself. But what you finna ask?
I was just gonna say, and if you're not in church, God will literally use strangers to come to you, to let you know. And of course, like you said, you got to take it back to God and talk to God about it. But if you're not in church, God will still do it, because He'll send strangers to say, "Are you a minister?" Or to speak life into you, to speak over you, even if you're not in church. And God is gonna use you. He gonna still make it a way to where it's getting to you. This is what the future is for you. You know what I'm saying? Go on and say yes now, so you can come on this direction, so you don't have to go through all this hardship and heartache. Because when God say yes, yes is yes. You can say no, but just wait on it. You're gonna get to where He gonna take you.
Yeah. Now,
live long enough.
My wife she simplified that, and that's true, because there are many people that came in. You a preacher? Are you a minister? Are you this? Are you that? That's just another way. That's just what's called a witness and confirmation. God is already confirming. God has already spoke to your spirit. He's already told you feel it in you. But then He'll send people your way.
There you go.
Just to confirm it. My wife simplified that. I like that.
From the non-churchy side of things.
That's how he'll do it that way. God will do it however. Let me say that you ain't gonna mistake. You won't make a mistake when you call to the ministry. Right. And another video is a whole lot of these people out here that say they call and they pastoring and preaching. I hate to say it, but they wasn't called. I'm sorry. A lot of these people are not called. A lot of them were not called. That's another video. This one done been too long. Well, I ain't gonna say too long. God had His way.
That's right.
I really wasn't. I never expect when my wife is finna ask me a question. I sure wasn't expecting it this morning. But I
think God did this one this morning, because it was kind of like
you do all of them.
Yes.
You do all of them. But this one was really a surprise. Right. This was really a surprise. But did we get enough?
I think that was good. I got some more digging to do later on, but this one was good.
Okay. All right. Say, we love y'all. And man, I skipped a lot of stuff. It don't matter. Whatever you need to get out of this video, you will get. And I really thank my wife for asking that question. It's taking me back, and it's setting a whole nother fire on the inside of me. Anyway, I love you, baby, and I thank you for that question.
Absolutely.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Take care.
Bye.